Hi there, my name is Kate and welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens. Naturally, this is a companion video to one that I just made about astrology and astrology ascending. Excuse me, my dog decided to get all kinds of thirsty right as he walked up, and I'm just starting, he's starting to get very, very thirsty. Probably because I'm thirsty for information, so he's going to demonstrate that to you, and I'm going to babble for a minute and give him a chance to finish that out. Yeah, so, and I have my little blind and deaf kitty, my little albino, is here trying to chew up my leg, so we're going to work through the adversity, because, yeah, this is what came with the inquiry. The inquiry on the last video was, I'm not sure that Tesla was fully aware of the food thing, and yet he was brilliant in going into the lab, the creation lab, the imagination lab. The creation lab is fed by imagination. It is created in the imagination. And my point in the last video was that I said, I don't know that he was fully aware exactly of the food that he was consuming and how that was relevant. And I was actually incorrect. However, I did put the qualifier out there that if I'm ignorant enough, I don't know that, then I need to know that. And that caused the inquiry to continue, because when I finish the video, I don't like to put out information that's felonious or erroneous or just slam wrong direction, not intentionally. So one of the ways that I can guarantee that is to go back, and anywhere where I might have dropped a question of doubt that would instill that thought that I can eat any way I want to. Yeah, you can. Your free agency and your free will allows you to anything you want to eat anything, to do anything, and all of that. It's just that the road to Damascus happens. We get there eventually. We're all going to evolve, because energy is neither created nor destroyed. So, you know, we're all going to be brought back to the fold. River, the water always returns to the same source. So the point is how quickly do you want to reach a more ascended state of being? You know, if you're happy and you're just zinging and pinging and you're digging life and loving it and you're eating really dense food all the time, then, you know, what's your complaint? And on the continuum of what's possible, it's not highly likely that someone's consuming a great deal of corn syrups and things like that, you know, some just very non-viable food. However, it's not impossible, because we have to live by the law that all things are possible. It's just that that's not an energetic field that's really supported, and so there isn't a whole lot of evidence that that's the trending way to go that would be most streamlined. However, if that's the most streamlined for that person, then let them get there, because I personally had an experience where I needed to eat candy for about a month, and I ate straight nothing but, because my body just said, look, we're working through some stuff here about body issue, being obese and having a very bad relationship with food, that you are abusing it. So leave her alone. That little part that needs to satisfy every time that was denied, you know? And I said, but what about, that's just terrible diet. We're working through something. It's not forever. It's not going to last your whole life. And eventually, when we get through this process, as you are diligently walking with us, and we're hand walking you, my team, right? We're going to allow that child part. We're going to allow that part that had a very bad association, relationship, and dynamic exchange that was highly imbalanced with food. We're going to learn all the different ways that we can process and reprogram. Well, how does that feel in my body? And for the first probably week or two, there was such gluttony and satisfaction, honestly. Such gluttony and satisfaction in saying, oh, candy, I just love it. And I did. I really did. Totally loved it. And for about 2 weeks, I suffered absolutely zero consequences, because I was busy feeding that little part that needed to go on a very, very managed, highly managed, not random. Oh no, not random. That was highly managed, and I knew it was, because I was super nervous about that. Like, I'm not answering that call. I finally found discipline and I've lost weight and I'm here. I'm certainly not going to. And that set up a battle inside my own self. That why are we denying the answer? The call's been placed. There's an aching part of you. Why are you going to deny that? Yes, you've gotten discipline, because if you hadn't gotten the discipline, we couldn't get here to help that little part understand how to let go of the fear regarding food, regarding whatever security was ostensibly obtained by eating something sugary that seemed to fit the bill, and it actually was just filling a hole that wasn't the hole. It's just a giant hole, and we're throwing, you know, Three Musketeers in, and it tasted good right at that moment. However, it really didn't fill the hole, and therefore there's the cycle, and we already kind of knew that. However, when we're patterning it in energetically, and we're doing those things to clear that simultaneously, seems like it wouldn't make sense to be all spiritual and eating candy. However, I'm promising you, I have no desire for any of that stuff any longer. Now, generally speaking, but here's just the slim truth. Vital, live, sprouting, healthy food or nut, if I know inside of me this is going to clear some energetic block, I don't use that as a justification to do dumb stuff. I don't. I absolutely do not. And I was fighting hardcore. I'm not having a piece of candy. No, 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 no. You know, I don't weigh that much anymore. No, 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 no. If I walk in someplace and I'd like to have whatever that is, if I deny that, it's going to get angry. I'm not a hostage in my body. Hold on. It's a matter of stopping long enough to say, that's not traditionally part of our regular diet. What's asking and why? You know, is that my desire, or is that just a swing by, you know, thing that lots of people come in here and like to have that particular yummy because it's very good in this restaurant. It's really yummy. So it's a matter of not getting twisted right from the beginning with, I can't have that, or I'm gonna have it because. We can't go into that either or thing, that black and white, you know. We really need to have the black and white be black and white where it's appropriate, as in, oh no, hella no, and then the grays with, let's stand here for a minute and find out why do we want that again, because that's just not something we normally would think we even wanted. And sometimes it is, I really just want to taste that because I enjoy that taste. And it has to be high quality stuff. Please don't give me that cheap chocolate anymore because it's not worth it to me to eat something that's possibly a lower frequency, and I'm not even worried about it. I don't want to eat something that doesn't taste the best that I can have. And once I started really asking more standard of myself, that are you choosing what really, really tastes good, feels good, is good, and is being really brought in as a positive and wonderful feeling for you? You just settling because that's what somebody told you you were supposed to do. So if I followed exclusively that we must go on a raw diet, or we must go on a carnivore diet, or we must go on a, you know, all roads lead to Damascus. How quickly would you like to get there? And are you willing to stop and have candy for a month if your very, very, very skilled, meticulous team is asking you to do that, and you are very, very consciously aware of the fact that the ego is not what drives that? There has to be a very conscious separation of that. Otherwise, we're following dictates. 808 just passed. We're following dictates sometimes that don't get us where we want to go, and then we're mad because we aren't even getting to have candy, and I'm eating tofu by the, you know, tons, and I'm meditating, but we're not quite getting all the way there, because even if we meditate and all that, but we won't go to the grocery store and buy, you know, a bag of candy, it's a blockage. So our meditation, if we're being urged, you know, I kept getting that. I'm like, I meditate a lot. I spend most of my days in a state of, you know, altered consciousness with spirit to try to figure all that out, because I was literally dying, you know, having medical issues all over the place. I'm like, I'm pretty sure candy? What? And why that was a crucial lesson, that in the rebuilding and repatterning and, excuse me, reconstructing, the old matrix is going out. We have to install something into the new human grid, while yours is going to need to take a trip back through historically what was a very poor understanding of how you're going to interact and engage with food or consumable items of any kind. However, food, we're working on that right now, and I had it in every area of my life. I had it with my health, excuse me, food, money, relationships, stuff. I mean, anywhere where I was not making that happen in a really balanced way, I had an opportunity to get it clear. And believe me, when you're in that kind of debt and you're wondering, am I gonna, you know, pedal fast enough to get up out of this mess and actually stand again and survive? I was looking for the most vital way to get there, and the last thing, based on conditioning of what New Age, New Thought, and, you know, realized ascension and higher consciousness is all about, is you definitely live sprouts and all kinds of things. And yeah, that's what normally works for me, and I wasn't there yet. I needed to start where I was. And you know, if a security detail, think about it this way, if a security detail, your hotel, let's look at it that way, your body's like a hotel and you got a little security detail in there trying to clear every room of anything that might be problematic. You know, they might jump up and go, I want candy, and then get very busy depending on how frustrated it is. You send your little security detail in there and you're not going to clear a room on the 4th floor without going to the 4th floor, even if you're in the penthouse. Okay? And you can't ask something from the basement to help. I mean, so the ascended thought, can't look at food the same way there, Kate. We're going to have to do that differently. But understand that you're clearing something that's from a lower frequency. We need to get you right there. And then we're going to march you exponentially right up out of there so you understand it's rebuilding the whole grid, every energetic understanding of that, all the coding and information that's going back into that understanding has to do it the right way. We have to get you right there. And I am in no way suggesting, heavens no, that that is the way to go, because 1111, it would be absolutely against everything that I'm talking about. So that's just what, for me, was the absolute truth. And so the point of interest, though, to lock in on for me right at the moment, is to note that even though I wasn't sure about Tesla, and it was wrong perhaps, or it could be perceived as ignorant, and it was. I mean, I said that, if I'm so ignorant, I don't know, but let me clear my throat, you know. Shout out to the Beastie Boys who took Brooklyn, right? Let me clear my throat that no, I gotta clarify 1144 what might have been some not clearest information. So get the next level of it, Kate, and go from there. If I had stopped somewhere in a spiritual practice, though, or a religious or anything else, fitness practice, that shamed me about the need to go back and work through that little child that was having issues with food her whole life, for body shaming stuff. You're fat, you're a bubble butt, you're terrible. You know, don't you know? That all had to be worked through. And it wasn't going to be worked through for my personal story, my personal chemistry, my personal physiology, neurology, and my neurodivergent needs, all of it wrapped together, because I'm a composite of a lot of different things that no one else is, just like you are, they are, he, she, they, everybody. And so sometimes we need to get very specialized in our rehabilitation programs or our ascension programs and not get locked down into calling it ascension and land on a page where it tells you exactly how that can work. It can be helpful. Stick around, and the minute that it starts really bumping up and there's a question, the crucial thing isn't to automatically assume it's wrong or right. It's to ask, why do I have a pause here? What's causing the question? Because ultimately, especially if your goal as a light worker starseed individual on the planet, a person here, 1313, that is looking to just live a more gentle and sweeter life, then maybe we want to find the way to be the best oracle, the best receptor, the best wineskin. We need to clean our vessels. And however we do that is ours to do, and we will get that from Spirit about how to articulate that plan going forward, as we also use very well established ways that do work quite well for the majority. It's a personalized plan that's based on one that's already kind of in motion. We're just developing and developing and developing it as we go. And if we have no interest in any part of that, we eat whatever we want to, do whatever we want to, and we're not concerned with any of it. And that is also okay, because all of the energy, bagging in bodies or not, is going to go. People do not have to ascend, wake up, get to higher consciousness, get a clue. Oh, don't do that, because the universe doesn't need me to boss it around or tell it its job. It's very clear in letting me know we're taking care of this. We need you to be very aligned so that you are the oracle, the receptacle of the cleanest, clearest, clean energy, so that you're not spitting out anything else to add to the complicating factor of what's already going on. At a minimum, Kate, you need to just not add to the chaos. So be very crystal clear and offer no confusion anywhere. So I hope that that helps, that it's done something to bring some clarity somewhere. 1444. It's just all fours right all the way across. So Take care of yourself and enjoy your day, and get within your skin, because your divine is absolutely fine and it knows its way every single time. Take care. I'll see you again next time. Bye, friends.